Okay, great. I didn't know if people could see me or hear me, but we'll go ahead and begin. My name is Elise. Thank you for being here. We are doing tonight, we are doing chair yoga. We're going to be coming up to stand as well, but this is kind of like chair desk yoga, a little more on the restorative side of things. Everybody can see me, everyone can hear me. Okay, cool, great. Let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start sitting in your chair. Yes, great. Okay, we're going to start sitting down. Take a seat, whatever kind of chair you have. Maybe you've got armrests or maybe you're in a folding chair like me. Bring your feet so they're really flat and planted to the ground. Bring your hands so they're resting on your knees. Your palms could be facing down or facing up, whatever feels most natural. Allow your eyes to close or find a soft gaze. And then with your feet really planted into the mat, feel like the crown of your head could grow tall away from your feet. Feel your butt bones plugged and planted into your chair. And just start to add in a little breath here. Exhale your air out. Take a big breath in through your nose. And exhale out of your mouth. And do that again. Take a nice big breath in through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. And once more like that, breathe in through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. And now for something a little different, breathe in through your nose. Seal your lips at the top and send air out of your nose. So you may feel a little bit of a constriction in the back of your throat. This is your Ujjayi breath. And just let your body start to become accustomed to this breath. Find your own natural rhythm, your own natural pace. Then blink your eyes open. We're going to start off with a neck stretch. Pull your left ear over towards your left shoulder. Take your left hand to the top side of your head and add a little more weight into the stretch. And if you want to, you can take your right fingertips out to a right diagonal and find even more pull here. You can stay still, or maybe you take some easy movement through the head and the neck, or even some movement into the jaw. That could be really nice too. And take just one more big breath here. Let this go. We're going to stay in the same direction. Look to your left hand, or your left bicep, I should say. Catch the back of your head, pull your chin down towards your collarbone, and then you can stay there. Or you could find a little bit of movement of your chin on your collarbone. And this is targeting a little more into the back of the neck. And again, you can find that easy, gentle movement into the jaw. And then slowly release, let this go. We'll take everything to the other side. So tip your right ear over towards your right shoulder. Take your right hand to the top of your head and pull your ear down. And then you could take your opposite left hand and think of stretching it away from you. And you could stay still, or you could find a little movement here. Going forwards and backwards with your head. Maybe finding some easy movement into the jaw. And now let this go. Stay on the same side. Look to your right bicep. Catch the back of your head. Pull your chin down towards your collarbone. You could stay there. Or you could find some easy movement with your chin on your collarbone. And maybe swallow a couple times. Movement in the jaw can be nice here as well. And then slowly let that go. We're going to take one big head circle each direction. So bring your chin down to your chest. Bring your right ear over towards your right shoulder and take a huge head circle up and back. Try to hit every little nook, every little cranny. Bring your chin back to your chest. Lift your gaze up and we will switch. Lower your chin to your chest. Bring your left ear over towards your left shoulder and take a huge circle. All the way up, all the way back, all the way around. Chin comes back to your chest and lift your chin, lift your gaze. Something into the shoulders now. Lift your shoulders up and release your shoulders down. And again, 2 more times. Shoulders lift up and shoulders lift down. Lower down. Last one, shoulders lift and shoulders lower. Take your 4 fingers around your thumbs. Start to roll out through your fists. Getting some nice attention into the wrists, into the forearms. And then start to take this the opposite direction. You may feel a little crinkly there. Just let it be what it is. And now take your right fingers and pull them back with your left hand. Like you're trying to push the heel of your hand forward. Good. We're gonna do individual fingers now. So take your pointer finger just for like 2 seconds, pull it back. Take your third finger, again, just like 2 seconds, pull it back. Take your ring finger, 2 seconds, pull it back. Woo. Take your pinky, 2 seconds, pull it back. Take your thumb, pull it back. And we'll take the other hand, opposite hand. Take all of your 4 fingers at once. Try to push the heel of your hand forward. Feel that nice stretch into the palm of your hand, into your wrist, to your fingers. And we'll do 1 finger at a time. So take your pointer finger, pull it back. Take your middle finger, pull it back. Take your ring finger, pull it back. Take your pinky finger, pull it back. And take your thumb, pull it back. And then take a moment just to kind of shake out through your hands. Just like you just washed your hands, there's no towel around, shake them out, shake them out, shake them out. All right, and bring your hands down to your lap. We're gonna move this into a twist. Your feet are still planted down to the mat, or to the ground, I should say. Lift your arms up nice and tall. Breathe, inhale, push your feet down. Now bring your left hand to your right thigh and twist over to the right. Maybe use the back of your chair to give you a little bit of assist with your twist, or if you've got an armrest, that can be a nice way to assist this as well. Breathe in, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, twist a little deeper. 2 more times, inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. And last one, inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twist. And come back to center, and we will switch. So first, just reach your arms up overhead, feel grounded in the feet, tall through the spine. Now take your right hand to your left thigh and twist yourself over to the left. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. And again, inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. 2 more like that. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Sitting up nice and tall. Last one, inhale, lengthen. Exhale to rotate. Bring it back to center. Lift your arms up overhead and then goal post your elbows out to the side. Now pull your elbows back, reach your chest forward. And then on your exhale, do the opposite. Think of a cat spine. Bring your elbows together. Try to pull your chin down to your chest. And take that again. Elbows open, chest forward, chin lifts. And then exhale to contract. Pull your elbows together. Bring your chin to your chest. And we'll do this 2 more times. Elbows open, chin lifts. Exhale to contract, pull chin to chest. And last time here, elbows back, chin lift. And exhale, elbows together, chin to chest. And then bring yourself back to an upright sitting position. We're gonna move around a little bit more in the torso. We did that kind of upright cat and cow. Now we're gonna take some circular movement. So from your sitting position, push your rib cage out to the left. And then push your rib cage out to the right. And you might notice that your hips are kind of swaying from side to side with that action as well. That's okay. But we want to really try to isolate just through the torso. Push and push. Okay, come back to center and push your rib cage forward. Like a little bit of an arch to the middle back. Now push your ribs to the left. Now push your ribs back. And now push your ribs to the right. Do that again slow. Push the ribs forward. Push the ribs to the left. Push your ribs back, push your ribs to the right, and start to smooth that out, the big, juicy circle. Hands on your thighs, take a huge circle here, coming up and around. I'm gonna do 2 more here, coming up and around. Good, last one, coming up and around. And then bring yourself back to a tall stance. Feet are planted into the mat. We're going to do that the other way. So bring your rib cage forward. Bring your ribs to the right. Bring your ribs back. Bring your ribs to the left. And again, push your ribs forward. Bring your ribs to the right. Bring your ribs back. And bring your ribs to the left. And now smooth that out. Start to take these big circles. And you're probably going to notice some side to side movement from the hips, and that is okay. We just want to find this nice movement, kind of undulation into the ribs, into the spine. Let's say we do 2 more circles in this direction. It's going out and around, out and around. I know it feels a little funky. And then bring yourself back to a seated position. Reach your arms back up overhead. Then on your exhale, pull your elbows in and release your torso down. And if you can, unless you've got armrests, but even if you've got armrests, I think you could do this, reach your arms up overhead. So it's like you're trying to bring your head between your knees. And now do this again. Stand up nice, or sit up nice and tall, I should say, arms all the way up. And then bend through your elbows and release yourself all the way down. Getting a little more movement into your spine, bend your elbows, sit all the way up tall, through fingertips, energize up towards the ceiling, bend your elbows, energize your chest down, reach your fingers up. Let's do this one more time. Bend your elbows, push into your feet, sit all the way tall, and then exhale, bend your elbows, release yourself down, stay in your released mode for a second, interlace your fingers and punch your fist up just as much as you can, finding a little bit of a shoulder opener here. Shake your head no, shake your head yes, maybe a wiggle of your jaw. And then if you've got the hands still, release them and roll yourself all the way up to sit. All right, we're gonna move into something a little more active. It's not super active. I'm just gonna turn to the side so you can see me a little bit better. So you're sitting in your chair. I want you to bring yourself to the very edge of your chair. Bend into your knees, lean your chest forward. I bet you know where this is going. Bring your hands onto your, let's say hands to prayer. Lean yourself forward and come all the way up to stand. Just for a moment. And then from here, bend your knees, pull your hips back and sit your hips back to your chair. Whoop, and come back to sitting. And we're gonna do that again. So pitch your chest forward, stand all the way up. And then bend your knees and come all the way down, hips back to the chair. Good, 2 more times. Pitch yourself forward, push into your feet, stand all the way up, squeeze your glutes. Bend your knees, send your hips all the way back, lift your heart. And last one, pitch yourself forward, push into your feet, stand all the way up. And then exhale, bend your knees, send your hips down, back to the chair. All right, we're gonna come up to stand and stay there for a few moments. So come all the way up, stand up, and then release your hands down to your side. We're gonna be using the chair for a few balance things, but first I just wanna get moving a little more into the hips. So bring your feet a little bit wider. I like to bring my hands to my hips here. Push your hips over to the left. Push your hips over to the right. Push your hips to the left. Push your hips to the right. One more time. Push your hips to the left. Push your hips to the right. And now start to smooth this out. So push your hips forward, left, back, and around. Yes, forward, left, back, and around. Good. I'm going to take this 2 more times. Taking these nice big circles. You can have a little bit of a bend with your knee. Last time, this direction. And then we will switch directions. Huge circles through the hips here. Good, like you're in one of those like silos and you're trying to hit all the edges, all the walls of the silo. Let's take this 2 more times. This direction, nice big circle. And around. The last one, nice big circle. And around. All right, cool. Come on up to stand. I'm gonna take a few leg stretches here. If you need the support, use your chair or use a wall. Just moving my chair all over the place. You're gonna start, if you're using your chair, you can start by facing into the chair. Bend your right knee, catch your foot. We're just coming into a quad stretch, quad opener. Zipper your knees together. Take a little bit of a bend through your bottom knee and try to push the hips forward. So that's gonna target a little more into your right hip flexor. And just breathe here. Really thinking of pushing the hips forward. Try to kick your foot into your hand as much as you can. For 3, for 2, and 1. Go ahead, let that foot go and we'll switch. Bend your left knee, catch your left foot, zip the knees together, take a little bend of your bottom knee, push your hips forward, feel the length through your left quad, your left hip flexor. Breathe in. Exhale. And again, breathe in. Exhale. And last one, breathe in. And exhale. And then slowly release your foot. All right, we're gonna come into something that we will use a chair. You could also use a wall for this. So your hands are gonna come, if you've got a back of the chair like I do, step yourself back, step your feet all the way back, and come into a leaned over position. So you're trying to get your head between your arms, take a bend with your knees, and then you could take an easy shift from side to side with your weight. Let your head be super heavy. This is a really nice way to open through the fronts of your armpits and into your chest. And we'll take just a few more big breaths here. Nice full big breaths in and out. And now start to roll up through your spine, start to walk your feet up towards the chair. We're gonna move into something that's a little for your calves and then also into your hip flexor once again. So coming into a variation of a warrior one, keep your left foot in front and step your right foot back. So your right foot's down at like a 45-degree angle to start off with. Both of your hips are gonna be square forward. If you're using a chair, that's great. Think of pushing the hips forward, actively planting your right heel down into the ground. And just stay and breathe here for a moment. Feel that activation of your right heel pushing into the ground. And now lift your right arm up. And with your right arm lifted, notice if you feel any further stretch all along the right side. And then if you'd like to, you can take your right arm and reach it over to the left, getting a little bit deeper into the side bend. Maybe you feel a little something more into your calf as well. Breathe in, breathe out. Come out of this. Keep using the back of the chair if you're using it. Lift your back heel up off the ground and then send it back down. And again, lift your back heel up off the ground and then send it back down. So we kind of rotated the heel. So we're no longer at that 45-degree angle. Just lift and lower. 2 more times. We go lift and lower. Last one. Go lift and lower. All right, let's take it the other way. So your right foot will be in front. Your left foot will be back behind. We're coming into this warrior one shape. Pull your right hip back as much as you can. You could use the back of your chair to help you out. Just stay in this position for a few moments. Really plug your left foot down into the ground. Grow tall away. Reach your left arm up towards the ceiling and notice any differences in sensation in the front left hip flexor. You could stay here. You could tip your left fingertips over to the right. Maybe feeling a little more space, a little more length all along the left side. Continue to push the hips forward. Breathe into this space. Nice big breaths in and out. And then slowly come out of this. Bring your hands to the back of your chair. If you're using that, lift your back heel up off the ground. Rotate your back heel and then lower the heel down. And again, lift the back heel and lower the heel down. Finding some length into your left calf and Achilles. We'll do that 3 more times, just going forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards. You could linger a little bit longer if you want to hold the stretch. Let's do it once more. Up and then down. All right, good. And then from here, come on up to stand. Separate your feet so they're a little wider, kind of like we did with our hip circles. Tee your arms out to the side. We're coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Let yourself fold all the way down to the ground. And if you don't make it all the way down, that's okay. Just give yourself a moment here. Let your torso be super heavy. Maybe wiggle through your jaw, maybe shake through your head, maybe buzz through your lips. Take a big breath in. And full big breath out. And again, a big breath in. And a full big breath out. And then bend both of your knees, roll yourself back up to stand, stack through your spine. Your shoulders, chin, and gaze will be last to arrive. Once you get here, bring your feet so they're a little bit closer together. So feet are right under hips once again. Bring your left hand to your left hip, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, and take a side bend from here. Try to really push your right foot down into the ground, spin your heart open, pull your right thumb back, breathe, inhale. And then exhale, we switch. Right hand comes to right hip, left arm comes up and over, and tip yourself over. Push your left foot down into the ground, pull your left thumb back, feel the heart spin open to the ceiling. Give it 1 more breath here. And then slowly come up and out of this. Interlace your fingers, push your palms forward. And just as we did in the chair, I'm just turning to the side. Bend through your knees and pull your chin to your chest. So you're really rounding, contracting through the upper spine. Now take your palms over to the right. Stay in this contracted position. And then take your palms over to the left. So it's like you're a very slow sprinkler. You're just kind of moving from one diagonal to the other. And you can, of course, linger a little bit longer on one side if it's feeling nice. Let's take once more to the right, once more to the left with ease. And then bring yourself back to center and roll up to stand. All right, we're gonna be doing one more thing standing. Get a little bit into the hamstrings here. You can use the back of your chair to help you out for balance. Step your right foot out in front of you, flex your foot a lot, bend your bottom knee, and start to just lean yourself over into a hamstring stretch. And you can let your hand come onto your thigh. You can kind of just let your right arm dangle, whatever you need. And we're going to be alternating. So go ahead and stand up, and we'll take this the other way. Flex your left foot, bend your bottom knee, and just lean yourself forward. Breathe in. Exhale. And come on up to stand. We're just going to alternate that. So flex the right foot in front of you, lean your body forwards. And then come on up to stand and switch. Flex your left foot in front of you, lean your body forward, release. And then come on up to stand. One more each time. Flex your right foot in front of you, lean your body forward. And then bring yourself back up to stand. Last one, flex your left foot, bend your bottom knee, lean your body forward. And then bring yourself back up to stand. All right, last moments for standing. Just kind of shake everything out. You can kind of prance through your feet, shake out through your hands, maybe give your head a little shake, shake, shake. We're gonna come back down to the sitting position. So grab your chair. If it's gotten away from you, we're gonna come into a deeper hip opener. So once you're sitting back in your chair, cross your left ankle over your right knee. So you're in this figure four shape. And I usually like to place my hands on my foot and my shin just to kind of sturdy the shape. Sit up nice and tall here. If you're feeling this enough, if this is enough for you, stay right here. If you want to feel it a little deeper into the glute, start to pitch your chest forward. And you can stay in a flat spine. This is certainly effective. If you feel it calling to you, you can round over. I'm going to be here for about 5 more big breaths. And then whichever option you've taken, slowly start to come out of this. Uncross your ankle from your knee, and we will set this up on the opposite side. So cross your ankle, opposite ankle, flex your foot a lot. Encourage your knee just barely, barely open to the side. Sit up nice and tall. Option to stay right here. If you're feeling this stretch enough, this is where you want to be. Stay right here. Otherwise, you could start to pitch yourself forward. You could stay with a long, flat spine. This is definitely effective working into my glute. Or you could round your body over. I'm going to take 5 big breaths here. And then slowly roll yourself out. All right, bring your feet once again so they're flat to the ground. We're going to do one last thing for the neck and the shoulder. So you're sitting on your chair. Take your left hand, slide it underneath your left thigh, and then bend your ear away from it. And you can find a little bit of movement through the head and the neck. This may feel a little gentler than the first one, but it still might feel like something. Just a little gentle pull under the left side of the neck. And try opening your mouth as wide as you can. And then slowly release and release your hand. We'll switch opposite hand. We'll slide underneath your thigh and then tip your ear away from that hand. And you can stay here. You could just stay still, or maybe you find a little bit of movement through your head, your neck. And experiment what it feels like to kind of move your jaw around or just keep your mouth open. And then slowly release. Bring it back. Bring your hands to rest on your thighs once again. Pull your shoulders up to your ears and release your shoulders down. Open your arms out really, really wide. Pull your pinkies back. And on your exhale, give yourself a huge hug. Pull your shoulders down your back. You can kind of nestle your chin in. Give yourself a nice little hug here. Take that again. Open up through the arms. Lift through the heart, the chest. And then switch to your opposite arm is on top. Give yourself a huge hug. Pull your shoulders down, chin to chest. And then just release your hands back down onto your thighs, palms pointing up or palms pointing down, whatever feels most natural. Allow your eyes to close, just as we did at the beginning of the practice. Feel your feet planted down into the mat. And we're going to end with a few big breaths all together. Some nice intentional breathing. Exhale your air out. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Two more like that. Big breath in through your nose. Exhale, mouth. Last time, big breath in through your nose. Exhale, mouth. You can keep your eyes closed. Open your arms wide to the side. Let your palms connect at the top. Pull your hands through to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me here this evening. Thank you for carving out this time for yourselves. Namaste.